On Jammu and Kashmir Accession Day, Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju took another dig at India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and pointed out his 5 alleged blunders with respect to J&K policy. Rijiju claimed that a historic lie was perpetrated for the past 7 decades, that Kashmir was also among the princely states that didn't want to merge with India after freedom. Citing historical records, the minister claimed that Maharaja Hari Singh had actually requested Nehru for Kashmir's accession to India a month before partition. This naturally led to another firestorm of allegations and counter-allegations between the two parties.
Today, Kashmir has unnecessarily become an issue, a disputed issue, which is not. It is integral part of India. So that is why it is very important that we take out the fault and build on that and set a correct narratives. So that is why what blunders committed by Pandit Nehru ji has been corrected, has been undone by Modi ji.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Let me take this across to our panel. Sanju Verma continues with us. Ahmad Ayaz, political analyst, also joins us, along with leader of the Congress, Deepika Rajawat, who will be with us in just a bit. But Gautam Sen, I want to ask you. You're an author and retired academician from the London School of Economics. It's been a long-standing debate. Where do you stand on this? Because the Congress today said this is nothing more than falsehoods and BJP propaganda.
You know, there were significant political mistakes made. For example, Nehru's hostility towards Maharaja Hari Singh and the way he used Sheikh Abdullah to undermine him. For example, having his prime minister dragged through the street with a rope around his waist. So all of this created a lot of bad blood. It was a very delicate situation in which sensitive handling was required, and in this Nehru failed because he had this project in which he thought the oppressed people of Kashmir must be rescued for the Maharaja. This was his kind of long-term vision. And in so doing, he failed to understand that there was a huge conspiracy to make sure Pakistan was part of, Kashmir was part of Pakistan. There was a conspiracy involving London, Mountbatten, the 2 chiefs of staff in succession. One was Lockhart and the other was Butcher, and they were in touch with their English counterparts in Pakistan. So Nehru failed to understand this conspiracy, and he was looking for this long-term egalitarian response, and he managed to basically foul it up comprehensively.
Deepika Rajawat, your response?
No. Should I?
My very precise and very clear submission on it is, like, even I tried to write something on it. What is making Mr. Rijiju to talk about this issue again and again? Right? What is yielding him? What is the intention? Right? So, what one must bear in mind when we're talking about the Nehruji, we are talking about the first Prime Minister of India. We are talking about the Democrat. We are talking about the secularist. We are talking about a person who shaped India. We are talking about the person who got us freedom. We are talking about the person who got us IITs, AIMS and everything. Right? We are talking about the person who got us economic policies.
But what about Kashmir, ma'am?
And above everything, we are talking about the person. No. 1 second. Let me finish. If you are made me to be on this show today, let me speak. Right? Because you cannot divert and rule. All what Bharatiya Janata Party is doing at this time is diverting and ruling. Right? Diverting people from the core issues that India is facing at this time. Diverting people from the issues that India is reeling under. I want to understand the intention of Mr. Rijiju of talking about this issue again and again.
Okay, so ma'am, just to be clear, are you saying that the issue does not exist, or you're saying that there is no point in raking up the issue now? What is your argument?
One second. No, 1 second. My argument before the nation today is, what is the intention of Law Minister? What is the intention of Law Minister to malign the image of Nehruji?
Okay, what is the intention of the Law Minister?
Trying to divert this country from the core issues.
Okay,
no,
what is the intention of the Law Minister in 2022 to talk about 1947?
Right.
Sanju Verma.
No,
what is the intention of the Law Minister?
What is the intention
I refuse
of
to
Law
speak
Minister?
because I did not heckle her. Let her complete
When
first.
India is facing crisis,
Okay, ma'am, you've asked your question. What is the intention of the Law Minister? First, let's clear the intention.
Right.
Sanju Verma, what is the intention?
Yeah, what is the intention?
Okay, I've asked your question. Sanju Verma.
What is making him?
Miss Rajawat, we heard you. Don't go on and on and on. Now let me speak. I'm not here to listen to your monologue. Thank you. You know, Padmaja, let me be very honest. Kiren Rijiju, as a freewheeling citizen, more so as the Law Minister, has every right to speak his mind, has every right to bring to the fore. Padmaja, I refuse to debate like this because, you know, she continues on and on. I refuse to speak.
On the show.
This is not, you know, Padmaja, did I heckle her? You have to moderate the debate.
This is humiliation.
You can have her on the show. Let her continue to shout. I will stop.
Ma'am.
The other panelists treat me with dignity. And depends on you.
What kind of a woman is this?
Okay, just a second, please. Can we please have both the faders down? Ma'am, you have said your bit. Now you are being responded to. Your question, Ms. Rajawat, is why bring it up right now? Please answer that specific question, Sanju Verma. Why talk about 1947 in 2022? Sanju Verma.
And now let me say, it is even more important to talk in 2022 about 1947 because today is the day that Nehru on 27th October 1947, you know, 75 years back, that when pushed to the wall, when Pakistan was knocking on the gates of Srinagar, that Nehru left with no choice, actually accepted the instrument of accession. In his own speech on 24th July 1952 on the floor of the parliament, Nehru has admitted, point number one, he refused to accept the instrument of accession which Maharaja Hari Singh was willing to sign way back in July 1947. Then again, Maharaja Hari Singh came to him on 20th October 1947. तब भी नेहरू जी ने मना कर दिया. And do you know what? On 21st October 1947, Nehru had the audacity to write to the then Prime Minister of Pakistan, MC Mahajan, saying it is not the appropriate time now to allow the accession of Kashmir to India. And then Nehru had the audacity to write another letter to MC Mahajan on 26th October 1947 saying, if indeed we have to be pushed to accepting the instrument accession, let there only be a provisional government in Kashmir. So Nehru vacillated till the very end.
So vacillated on accession. Vacillated on accession. And there can be questions on the history and historical mistakes and on today's occasion that has been raised, Ms. Rajawat. Do you agree that he vacillated on accession, Ms. Rajawat? Panditji.
No, come again, please.
Did Nehru vacillate on accession?
Yeah, hello? No, definitely.
Padmaja, can I take 10 seconds to make my point?
He was a person who believed in democracy. No, 1 second. No. He was a person who was a secularist. He was a person who was a social democrat. It is because of Nehruji Kashmir is with us today. Right? It is because of Nehruji Kashmir is with us today. It is because of Nehruji. Kashmir is the integral part of India. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm asking you a simple historical fact.
Party has nothing
did
with
the Prime Minister
than to malign the image of Nehruji. Then to malign the image of Nehruji.
Okay, Ahmad Ayaz, Kashmiri, what do you have to say to this? Did Nehruji vacillate on accession or not?
No, 1 second.
No, see, basic thing is you all have to accept that India in no Kashmir.
Circumstances India was reeling under.
Pakistan or India. It was, wait a bit, it was neither the Maharaja was in a position to accede to India. He himself was confused. He even after partition also. It was only after the Pakistan tribals invaded Kashmir, he had to seek the military help from the India, and the Nehru ji agreed to his request only on a condition once he accedes to India, once J&K accedes to India. So there were compelling reasons for both Maharaja as well as for the Maharaja as well as for Pandit ji, Nehru ji. For Maharaja, the circumstances were because he was invaded by Pakistan, and the compelling reasons for the Nehru ji was that he did not want to leave Kashmir to Pakistan. He wanted it to be
okay, Gautam Sen, this argument is given again and again. The Prime Minister did not vacillate. It was Maharaja himself. Gautam Sen.
We need to really look at the larger picture, and I repeat that there was a conspiracy to make sure that Kashmir would be part of Pakistan, in which Lord Mountbatten, his 27-year-old wife Edwina, was giving advice to Nehru. Nehru was very close to Edwina, 58-year-old man listening to a 27-year-old
That would not have changed anything. No, let me respond.
They were giving advice. Now, if you look at the history of what happened afterwards, the Indian Army was poised to retake all of Kashmir. If you read the book I.L.P. Sen, Brigadier Sen, who was leading the army, in his book called Slender Was the Thread, he says that the officers in Delhi headquarters wanted a stalemate. They did not want the Indian Army to succeed. There was a conspiracy because the British from the very beginning wanted a buffer state called Pakistan, and Kashmir was strategically very important. Had it not been for the success of the Indian Army, that two-thirds which was liberated would not have...
I will respond, Padmaja.
Yes, respond, Mr. Ayaz.
Just a brief. You see, whatever conspiracy you talk of, whether it was hatched outside or inside, it would not have changed anything. It was only thing is changed after the Pakistan tribals raided Kashmir and they reached to Srinagar. Then only it started moving. The Maharaja had to move for a seek for an help. And then the Nehru ji came for an accession proposal. Then only he was in a position to help out Kashmir. So whatever conspiracy you are talking about, it would not matter, because conspiracies did not do anything. It was only practically an invasion done by the Pakistani tribals who reached to Srinagar. Had the Nehru ji not taken initiative and accepted the conditions...
You are not allowing the BJP to speak. This man is going on and on and on.
Possibly
okay, respond, Sanju Verma.
Okay, sir, we heard you. Please, sir, we heard you.
Kashmir would have possibly...
Padmaja, this is not... I need my time.
Okay, Mr. Ayaz, let Sanju Verma respond now.
Thank you. I think in Kiren Rijiju's scathing piece, I think one of the biggest blunders which nobody is talking about is the fact that he said Nehru allowed the myth to be perpetuated that India deliberately never conducted a plebiscite in Kashmir, and Nehru never openly said that one of the biggest preconditions to a plebiscite was a unilateral, unconditional withdrawal of Pakistani troops by Pakistan, which never happened. But not once did Nehru come in the public domain and said that Pakistan had never completed the preconditions which could have led to a possible plebiscite. So perpetuating a myth, and I think Article 370 and Article 35A, the whole world knows. If you read the likes of Bipin Chandra or K.R. Malkani, Sardar Vallabhbhai, thanks to him, he added those two words, temporary and transitional. Had he not added the words temporary and transitional, it would have been very difficult to get rid of Article 35A and Article 370. Nehru rode roughshod over Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and when Patel did not agree to Article 370, Nehru asked his man,
Ms. Rajawat wants to respond.
Gopalaswamy Iyengar.
Okay, Ms. Rajawat wants to respond. Ms. Rajawat.
I will respond. I will also respond.
No, what should I respond to? Right? Everyone coming up with a fact and not disclosing the source of that fact is surprising, is ambiguous. Right? If today someone just spoke, said that it is the 75th anniversary of instrument of accession, right? If that is to be discussed, let's discuss about the present circumstances Jammu Kashmir is reeling under, right? Let's discuss the Kashmiri Pandits. Let's discuss the plight being faced by the Kashmiri Pandits. Let's discuss the targeted killings of Kashmiri Pandits, right? Let Mr. Rijiju write an article on it. Let Mr. Rijiju come up with a blueprint on the protection and rehabilitation of Kashmiri Pandits.
Ma'am, you're absolutely right that all of that should also be discussed on the limited point of
No,
the accession
that should be the core
of
issue.
Kashmir to India.
No, 1 second.
Was there a
Why are
mistake
we-
made
why are
according
we
to you or
wasting
no?
time? Why are we wasting time in discussing the past?
I challenge you
my
to
point,
condemn the
my
genocide
point,
of Kashmiri
my
Hindus.
point, my
Your
point is,
Congress leaders
why-
never
no,
condemned
my
the
point,
genocide of
madam,
Kashmiri
my point,
Hindus.
madam, please
Your
listen.
Manmohan Singh was giving a jadoo ki jhappi
See, you
to
don't want
Yasin
to-
Malik in
you don't want to-
2006
you don't want
inside
to-
his
you don't want to
parliamentary
count your
chamber.
blunders. You don't want to
Manmohan
count your
Singh was
blunders.
giving
It's
a jadoo
unfortunate.
ki jhappi
You don't
to
want
Yasin
count-
Malik
you
of
don't want to
JKLF,
count your
a known
blunders.
terrorist
You
in
don't want to count
2006
your blunders.
in his own
No, one
parliamentary
second.
chamber.
Mrs. Jha.
Okay,
Mrs.
okay.
Jha.
Manmohan Singh from the Congress or
It is
not?
acquired to me. Let me
It's Sanju Verma. It's Sanju Verma who is speaking. All right, I'm out of time, but I think the important thing that you said is, what is the point of discussing what happened in the past? You should discuss what is happening right now. Ma'am, the point is that very often the present owes its problems to issues that were created in the past, and I think in the case of Kashmir you will agree that is very much the case that we are facing right now. Anyhow, this is an ongoing debate. We'll keep hearing about it because this is an unresolved issue that has left deep, festering wounds that will be discussed threadbare in the future as well. Thanks very much, both gentlemen, Sanju Verma and Deepika Rajawat, for joining me.
The News Hour
You can't be
at 10 will be right back after the break.